Hello and welcome to Patch. I'm your host Paul James, and today I'm joined by Damo Camilleri,
Stretchy man.
Matto Phillips, and we are talking about a topic that which one of you actually raised in the end? Replay value. What kind of makes good replay value? What examples of it? You came up with the idea, so lead us, fearless leader.
With what? Game-wise or what the...
However you want it to...
Now the audio people get who we were pointing at.
However you want this to play out.
So the idea of replay value was, it's sort of, I don't know, the last, let's say, 5 years, sort of like, I purchased a game, played it,
Move on,
never played it again. There's no real reason to play it again. Yeah. Or other people just trade it in after about a week.
Yeah.
You know, right, I'm done with this. And I sort of thinking about, like, I used to play games like 10, 15 years ago, play it once,
and over,
and then just play it again. And I thought, yeah,
I mean,
times have changed. Well, they have, but...
Obviously we had a topic about New Game Plus, and this is kind of separate to that. But is it because the games don't have replay value, or it's just because there's so many games, so we keep moving on?
Or it's too long.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
Because something like Red Dead 2, I wouldn't
replaying
play with that again.
I'd need to finish it, but I'm not replaying it once I have.
No way.
That's interesting, because I mean, Red Dead 1, I played through twice. And I know that was a long game, but like I just think that...
Was it the sort of thing you immediately replayed it, or did you
no,
years later you're like, I want to try that again?
Not years later, because I mean I got into it when the
Game that's also a very different thing as well.
Yeah.
Game of the Year edition came out, so...
Oh, the old zombies.
Yeah, so like I played it, I tried the zombies and I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, like... But then I went back and I was like, I just really love the story. Like, that's such a cool story. So I think if a story's gripping enough and there's enough customizability. Yeah, customizability. God, that's a weird thing.
That's a strange ass word.
But no, I think if there's enough of that in a game,
if it's customizable,
you can, there's replayability there. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, I mean, some horror games is like, well, you can replay the shit out of them because they're 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa.
And horror games, you know what the scares are, so it doesn't even necessarily have the same impact. You just burn through it a bit easier.
Yeah, but then like I feel like there's certain games that like, I mean, if you'd like a Final Fantasy, like some of them people, so many people like replay the shit out of them, and they replay and they replay and they replay, and they're countless hours. But again, I think that's, building different teams, trying different things, and things. So I think having something that you can change in game definitely affects. And I think so. If the game's too long, it needs to have that. But if it's short, you're going to replay it because it's like that. Yeah. I guess they're the two major contributors to replayability, even with such a vast library that we have nowadays.
What's the biggest thing that stopped either of you from going and replaying a game in these days? A game that you loved and you're like, yeah, but I won't go back and replay it. Length is obviously something I think we've all spoken about so far. But are there any other reasons?
Because see if there's another alternative option, I'll go back and play it again.
Yeah.
Something like Mass Effect, I played it again. Sort of did a few different changes here and there. Just to see what little difference it made in that, which doesn't really matter. Yeah. But still, it's just cool. See what happens if you just go full renegade to being a nice guy.
Or somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle, yeah.
So, that's interesting. I liked it in 2. They added the DLC option that you made all the major choices. Like there was DLC where you just replayed 1, you did all the major choices, and then that was your thing. The only reason I brought it was to stop getting the notification at the bottom of my screen saying there's DLC available. I was like, oh my god, I've had enough of this. And I did it once, so I was like, the first time I played with a female Shep, I didn't save Caden this time. And I
saved Caden.
Really should have never have saved Caden. That's a dark.
I can't remember who's the extremely racist one of the two. There's one of the two, and I've forgotten the girl's name.
Ashley.
One of them's like all of a sudden, they're fine, you like them, and then all of a sudden, boom, burst out of the closet as a clear racist.
I don't know. I never got to play with Ashley.
I can't remember.
But Caden,
it might be
and male Shep. Let's just say that when you present a bottle of whiskey and he walks into your bedroom And you're like, oh, he's coming over for a drink. That's not a drink. No.
This is not what I was going for.
I was nice to everyone.
But you led him on.
He led me on to believe that we just wanted to be friends.
Like, it's not what I wanted in this case.
God, I'm so upset. But yeah, no. So, I mean, yeah, well, Mass Effect's huge. I wouldn't play 1 again.
Yeah.
No way. That was... The combat wasn't good enough for me in 1. I mean, I'd like to go back and play it, but it's just one of those things where it's like, what am I doing?
I did go back and play it in anticipation for Andromeda.
I just played it again just so just kill off Rex.
Yeah, okay.
Ouch.
Just to see what difference it would
Because
make.
fuck that guy.
Is there... Maybe there's an internet site now that you can go on and check out all the different,
Combinations and
Yeah.
The guides usually do a pretty good job at dictating that these days. Or the big, IGN style wikis and those sorts of things they have. For me, I actually get caught up, and I know, like, this is usually a thing that ends up being a punchline at my expense, but trophies actually create a lot of replay value for me. I'll go back and try a different way that kind of guides me down that path because I want to get this one particular thing. Maybe I'm close to the platinum, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll go back and do it again so I can do this and this and this, or these really weird abstract things. I'd rather not play games that kind of force me to have to, to get all the trophies in a game that maybe I do, or I don't want to have to replay the game multiple times.
Oh, is that like one of those things where it's like, so you get locked into this ending and there's no going back and there's no save file that you can do because you've made these things along the way. So you have to then completely play the game anew and then have to do this pathway to get this ending, which actually just unlocks another.
Yeah, whether it's that or you're playing the real way the first time around, guys, no any of those sorts of things, and say South Park Stick of Truth, where all of a sudden you there was a Chin Pokemon that was on the spaceship.
Oh, you can't get it.
You can't go back there, so you can't get it. You have to replay it if you want to get if you're in love with that game and you want to chase the platinum. Well, you're gonna have to replay the whole thing. Or if it's games like Uncharted is my favourite franchise of this last couple of generations. But I haven't got a platinum for a single one of them because I don't want to have to go back and play them crushing because I don't want to have to I don't think difficulty-based trophies are necessarily the best thing in the world.
Yeah, that's always weird too.
There's so many other challenges you can create that don't require you to smash your head against a wall.
I couldn't do Hollow Knight
because you begin to hate the game.
Because of that reason. Hollow Knight's one of the achievements, and it's do the steel, beat it in steel run or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
which is no deaths, no thing. Once you're dead, you're dead. And it's man, can you imagine? Unless you're a speedrunner or something like that. That's still 5 hours.
Yeah.
For approximate a pretty average speed run, and it's man, imagine being me, and it's well, that's 10 hours then because I'm not that good. Pumping 10 hours into something and dying when you walk to the boss or something like that, and just
this could really spin off into in terms of my stance there, into a whole thing about good trophies versus bad trophies or achievements and that sort of thing. I won't hijack it like that, but they are actually really they can serve as a really great tool to get you to replay a game, especially if you've got the time.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They've worked. Yeah, or something My Name Is Mayo. I played it twice. The second platinum.
Or something I'd say
Jack and Jill DX,
like Grand Theft Auto 5, where you can select a mission you want to do again.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah,
mission select's amazing.
That's really weird though, because Saints Row did it first, then they stopped doing it, then...
And then GTA did.
They came into Red Dead first, and then they just started doing it. I thought, why didn't Saints Row keep doing that? Because I liked that. And then they just took it out for some reason after
Detroit
3.
that came out last year, where the whole thing is about your storyline choices, and it goes off in a million different directions, but you can go, and it shows you the whole spider web of everything that could have gone on. The fact that you can chapter select and jump back to certain points and then...
No, I never played that.
Yeah, awesome game, one of the best games of last year. But it gives you that spider web, and you can jump back to each individual little chapter and do things different.
That's sort of the same with Heavy Rain as well.
Yeah.
Same.
That's cool. That's a very well thought out system.
Yeah.
And that's good replayability right there.
Yeah.
It's hey, maybe try this.
Well, the big narrative focused things, whether it's those or RIP, the Telltale games and all those sorts of things, they're all good for that.
Yeah.
What if I did this instead? Now Telltale doesn't you start to go that way and then you ultimately end up in the same place.
Yeah. But there are achievements along the way.
Yeah.
But, no.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. Are there any games that have been particularly bad examples? I think that was something you were talking about. in the topic, there's some good examples, some bad examples. We've obviously spoken about a few really good examples.
What not to play?
Oh, that you would never go back to. You don't see yourself ever going back to. There's no reason to go back to it.
Oh, it's not so terrible. It's something like I say The Witcher 3 only because it's massive.
Yeah.
It's like 100+ hour game. I don't really want to go back just to pick 2-3 options that give you an alternative ending. I was trying to think of the other one. There was another one. Oh, I was going to say Wolfenstein.
The new ones.
The new ones. Because it's just to pick between the two. The only difference is just health or armour. That's
the
only difference. It doesn't really
have a massive impact.
No impact at all. It's just same like you trophies. It's just trophies. I don't know if they make
open world ones are kind of difficult. Like, I mean, with something like that, there's so many options. Like, and The Witcher being so like open world, but also very story driven too.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one. But I think the replayability there is that you just keep playing. Like, you pick it up because you want more. You want that either that 100%.
Yeah, you actually finish the main game, but then you're going off and doing all these side quest lines or whatever. Which I think actually The Witcher does a pretty good job of that, if I recall, with the trophies anyway. Which is, like you got all your core mission path and whatever that is, but there's nothing that's dependent on if you made a certain choice here. It's still reach this key mission. This
but
key mission,
it depends on how we redefine replayability. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is it starting again? Is that replayability, or is it just going back to more? Yeah, for more. So I mean, if we're talking going back from the beginning, something like The Witcher, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, like. I mean, I know some people that have played that game like 6 times and I've done the mastermind. It's like, that's grass. For me, that's not. I can't sink that much time. A JRPG, sure, I'll go back to and play. I wouldn't do Octopath again.
I told myself I wouldn't go back and play The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And not because I think it's the best game on the PS3, but it was kind of one of those. That's the story. I just want to kind of preserve that the way it was. And now there's The Last of Us Part 2 coming, and I feel this little itch.
I've got to, because I stuffed up. I feel bad. That, like, I didn't cry. I thought it was justified what I did. Hashtag spoilers, block your ears or whatever.
You realised later on that he was wrong, and then just exploded into his.
Well, I killed the doctors. Yeah, I fucking thing, and I lied to Ali, and I felt so shitty about lying to her. But then again, I feel bad now for killing the doctors, because it's like, now that I've had some time to mature and about life in general, if I was in that situation where it's like, we actually have to kill this girl to save everybody, it's like, okay. It's kind of like a part of me that's like, those doctors just doing their job. As unethically as it may have been and things like that, and maybe there's another solution. Yeah, we're talking a post-apocalyptic world. It's like, fuck. But then to lie to the girl that's almost my daughter at this stage, it's like, oh, fuck. And that's just the ending. I'm just going to go back and I'm going to fix that up, because I'll really replay it. I just feel bad about it. And I think that's cool, though. Just a story-driven point. But that's the replayability there, is that game is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God. But yeah, I get you. Like, preserving that story and everything like that.
But I think I'm going to. I've got the remastered version on the PS4. It's sitting there. It's ready to go. I've just got to. I think once we get a Last of Us Part 2 release date, a final release date, please be 2019. Please be 2019. But if not, whatever. You Naughty Dog. You're the best development team in the business. At some point when we get that release date, I think I'm just going to look at that thing and be like, it's got to happen.
I'm 90% sure they'll drop a new game plus, like, hey, here's the...
Mate, that's what they did in the first one. So many different, difficulties that they added in there.
Oh, not new game plus, PlayStation Plus. They'll be like, hey, for anyone that hasn't brought it, like...
Here it is.
Either that, or it's like, here is it for $5. Like, don't be an idiot. Pick it up and play it.
Do it now. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing, though. Like, I love God of War. I think God of War is an amazing game and everything like that. I've never gone back and replayed them.
They're very linear, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Except for the newest one, obviously.
But even that, I wouldn't go back and play it. Yeah. Like, I mean, the linearness of it thing. And I think maybe it's that customizes customization kind of a thing going on. Like,
Customizable. We'll go with that. It's customizable.
like it lacks that. Like the new one, you know, you can do different things and take, but it's like, yeah, but my combat's not really going to change much.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to walk.
Those
in.
Valkyries are still going to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Did we actually really dive too much into bad examples in the end? I think we kind of...
I'm trying to think of all the bad examples. I just
Well,
can't.
I mean, look, the
There's
bad.
not many, because like I think I didn't bring up The Last of Us in that category, but it's not. It's actually more because it's so awesome that I don't want to do it. So it's almost
Look,
how
I
you approach
think
it.
there's bad examples is very
Usually
subjective.
bad examples equals bad game in your
Yeah.
eyes, and you're like, well, I'm never going to play that again.
It's like, yeah, it's a good game, but it's one of those games you go, well, I wouldn't play it again.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's somebody out there that's like, oh man, I'll replay that 9 times.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
you do you, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, games I wouldn't go back to.
I would go back to Gears of War. Maybe 2. 2's good.
I went back to Gears of War because they put the Ultimate thing out, but
Yeah, but so number 1, I
yeah,
wouldn't go back. 2 I would, because 2's
two's the best.
2's
one.
great. And 3's just a bit,
I'd go back to play 1 just so when I go through the, you know, where all the people are just ash, I wouldn't touch any of them this time.
Oh,
Just so I can
yeah.
pop the achievement. 'Cause-
Oh, there's an achievement for not touching it.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Really?
I'm playing it again.
Oh, I'm going to play it now too, just to see.
yeah, you don't touch any of the dead people, so they turn to ash or dust, whatever. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't go back to Gears 1. Actually, I probably wouldn't go back to the Gears just because I don't have really access to the console anymore. I would have to go. I will have to go back to Final Fantasy 9 at some point. Finish that. I do have to finish Final Fantasy 7 eventually. Like, I've got it on my Steam, like, and it's like, and I was trying to, like, you know, do the 100%, like, defeat the weapons and stuff like that. Oh, that's so much.
It breaks you.
It's just the grind. There's no super good way to grind towards that end point to beat those guys. I don't know if the glitches work where, you know, you walk in with 2 characters dead and like the Ruby monster's like, no, you've ruined my trigger, like I don't know what to do, and it just doesn't do anything for the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, things like that, like I will have to go back. But games I don't go back to, yeah, it's those big time consumers that it's like, well, I enjoyed it, I don't need to play it again. Like, if I'm over 100 hours, you can almost say, nah, sorry mate, I got
It has to be a very
bunch of
special
games.
circumstance to maybe warrant that. That's all fair. Any games that we can imagine that, okay, like they're high on top of your list, like I need to go replay that again right now, if there's one that you can think of, just, I need to go do it. That's there.
Hollow Knight.
Sweet.
I really need to play that again, because there was like the 3 parts of DLC that came out or whatever. I don't think I interacted with any of them. Like,
you might very well, because it is just part of the main package now.
yeah, there was the God thing or Godmaster or whatever, and I know I didn't do that. So, well,
I know. Is there any that you know that you've got to get back to, or one in particular?
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Nice.
wow, that had some sweet replayability.
Yeah, and he doesn't mean the 64 version. He means the
not the Wii
port on the Wii.
Not the Wii version, that's silly. Go back to that
Silly,
train
man.
level and just
Just
take
play
them all out.
slappers the entire game. Speedrun on slappers only.
That's awesome.
Be odd job and just take their legs out.
Fantastic. What about you?
For me, it'll always be Final Fantasy 9, but like I said, for reasons that I just know that the itch is coming. The Last of Us will be there because of part 2. So
Fair enough.
and technically, I mean, like with this whole bet that I took on with Dylan from the Explosion Network, Kingdom Hearts 1 was one I'd already played before, but I needed to prove a point. So
Metroid Prime.
oh yeah,
Oh,
Go back to
yeah.
play.
as we get close to, well,
I really hope they
close.
drop that.
I don't think we're close at all.
We're
But
not
anyway,
close.
Do you reckon
In theory.
Do you reckon they'll drop the 3-part this year then?
whether it's this year, I don't know, but it'll
Yeah.
happen. It's
Okay.
from all reports, it's actually done, and it's ready for Nintendo to pull the trigger. But who knows? Probably a good place for us to wrap things up, though. Talking about a game that's never going to release, Metroid Prime 4. Damo, you're on Twitter.
I am at Tacos Talks.
Matt_Phil.
Paul James Games, and the website's Player2AU. Go and check out the website for links to our YouTube's content, YouTube content,
Just
our
on the
podcast
YouTubes.
series, Dev Diary and the Player 2 podcast, news, reviews, previews, and a whole bunch of other stuff there. We've already done Twitter, Patreon, kicking a few bucks at patreon.com/player2au. You'll get early access to episodes and monthly exclusives. And that is all. So thanks a lot for watching. Give us a 5-star review because that helps. We're on audio podcast now. We'll see you later. Or even 6. Yeah, I saw that.
No, I was giving the Paul James thumbs up and a 5.
If you can find a way to give us a 6 out of 5, do it.
Pretty sure
If that means just give us a second review with a 1 star. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
2 3s.
We'll find you.
Anything like 5. Yeah. This went badly. See you next time.